Alrighty. So, this is the last game in the series that was made. I want to pull up an image real quick. Suikoden V. It is about the Sun Rune. Even though your character doesn't get the Sun Rune, you understand if you play the game. I wonder if it'll give me different. It won't show them all at once, will it? Well, I was kind of hoping it would show all of the main person's outfits, but I guess I'll just have to pull up, them each. View image. View image. Oh, his name is Frigidor. That's right. Alright. So, give me 1 second. I will show you guys Frigidor. Alright, so this is Frigidor when you first are playing. Yeah, it kind of looks like pajamas. It's just called Prince, and you can, of course, name him whatever you want. But this is Frigidor, the first time. And then when Gazelle and his father overthrow your government, and your parents get killed, and your sister gets kidnapped, and you have to escape, this is the outfit he escapes in. It sucks ass. I hate it. I hate it 110%. But anyways, this is before he's really leading his own army. So when he starts to form his own army, then he gets this outfit, which is great, in my opinion. It's beautiful. You know. But anyways, that's Frigidor. He is the hero. I'm not gonna show you guys Gazelle. But anyways, Gazelle is the main villain. You could say, he is the main villain, but he's not the crazy one that's like death to everything. No, that one is reserved for a guy that should go die in a fire. I'm not even gonna mention his name. But there is a character that is literally like going like batshit crazy, wants to destroy the world. You're like, oh dear. But Gazelle's story is kind of sad because he did have a mother and father. His mother was killed by another world, another gate, whatever. Anyways, by assassins. His mother was killed, and so his father raised him. And you find out that earlier on in life, he was a kind, gentle soul, but, you know, he's changed so much. Like, you find out from your Aunt Silas that, because she's like, you know, where's that kind, gentle, you know, Gazelle that I used to know? And he's like, he's gone, he died. And you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Except, unless you think that Gazelle's father had his mother killed, so that way he could manipulate Gazelle. And, you know, then it makes you really sad, you know, because you really feel for Gazelle. Like, yeah, he overtakes the Empire. But, I mean, you know, his father firmly believes that him and his son can do a better job than your family, Arshtat, your mom, and Farid, your dad, can do a better job. Yeah, they increase the taxes, they increase the draft. Evidently, you know, they don't want other races being part of the Empire because they think they're making them weak. You know, there's all of this different stuff. So, you know, and like no one should govern their own selves, because there's this village that's on the river and it moves with the river. From time to time they'll move. And they're like, well, you guys can't be your own, and that's why they join you. But, you know, like, if you do one of the bad endings, because I was like, how could he, you know, have fallen for this? And you're like, what the fuck? You know, Gazelle really, really doesn't want you to die. He wants you to make it through this whole war to fight him. It's really, really amazing. And my dog's gonna jump up on the big couch, of course. In a minute, puppy. in a minute. Lay down. Lay down. But anyways, so there's that whole thing, and then when you get to the end of the game, Lem, who, you know, in the beginning hates Gazelle, has, you know, slowly become more of a woman. She's like, Gazelle, don't do this, you know, there's no use, you know, the war's over. And so you're like, alright, so she kind of feels for him, doesn't want him to do this. And Gazelle says, no, there can only be one of us, meaning you and him. So he needless to say, fights you, and he does end up dying. But there's a lot of death in this game. Like, your mom dies, your dad dies, your aunt ends up dying, your bodyguard almost dies. Kind of like a lot of death. And in the end of the game, if you haven't got all 108 Stars of Destiny, your bodyguard does die. This is like the girl that you become invested in, Leon, and she can die. That's up to you if she dies. Not up to her, it's up to you. The war systems, they integrate land and sea. So the first 4 battles, they do just land. Get you, you know, started with land, get you, you know, used to the controls with the land. Great. And then, you know, the first sea battle you have is just the sea units. And so you get used to that. That's great. And then, the very next battle, they put them together and say, here you go. Have fun. And you're like, oh my god. Even though you know how to control the units, it's like, oh my god, it's so much. And you do it. And you're like, yay! Now, mind you, if you're like me and you took your time with each of the battles, except for the one where they put them both together because you can't take your time with that battle, you could actually almost win every single battle without losing almost a single person. Like, you can fucking, like, go up to the enemy, and this is why I didn't like the enemy AI, except for, like, in that one battle, because they really were attacking you. You can move your person forward enough to get the unit that's weaker than them, come after them, bring them back, kill them. Kill the enemy unit, and repeat. Rinse and repeats. The whole time, except for the one battle in Dorat, where they introduce both, and you fucking just have to hard hit everything. But, like, and Lucknot, again, appears at the end of the game. To prevent your bodyguard from dying if you have all 108 Stars of Destiny. Your bodyguard gets the Twilight Rune. But it's very compelling because, you know, you want to overthrow Gazelle. But then when you think about it, you know, you creating all this war, is it really for the best? You know, will you, like, you're not even going to leave the country, your sister will. So, you know, your sister's already leading the country with Gazelle sort of pulling the strings. So, you know, are you going to be pulling the strings? You know, how is that going to work? At the end, depending on how many limb points you have, if you have none, you go off with George and Leon to another country. If you have enough limb points, you can choose to stay with Lem. That's up to you. My end of the game, I didn't have enough limb points because there's this scene you can get with Jean if you have your sister with you. It's very early on in the game, and Kyle with you, I think. You go to the rune shop in Sulfatlana, and you get the scene with Jean, and it is hilarious. And later on, that scene that you got early, you know, when your sister sees Jean again, she's like, "You're that slut," and you know, it's like, oh god, it's hilarious. And I can, you know, honestly say that, you know, Jean in 5 is kind of a slut. You know, she's barely got any clothing on. But it is a good game. I would recommend playing it. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. Because it's a good story, but again, the whole Sileads betrays you, save your sister, and that was kind of done with Joey. You know, Snow, it was done horribly with. You know, that's been done and done and done, and they need to go with something else. It's just like the betrayal thing has been done and done and done. I don't mind the character deaths because they get me more invested in the series and in the game world. You know, you find out more about the characters and everything. You always can. And there's always the weird, goofy characters. And there's, you know, there's always these ninjas, and there's always like two characters that are like the last of their species, kind of like monster characters, and they're kind of cool. But, you know, it's just. And there's an overpowered character in the game. Her name is Zarase. She's overpowered. She has the star rune, and she is overpowered as fuck. I love using her in battle. I always use her in battle because she's overpowered. Overpowered. But again, there's characters you can miss, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd have to give it about a 7 out of 10. It's a good game, but they need to. You know, the graphics were kind of improved. You could have 6 people again, which everybody fucking rejoiced over. They were like, yay! They went back to the old war system, and everybody's like, yay! So, you know, it's kind of, you know, they went back to what they knew worked, but they need, like, and I think the reason they keep doing the friend betrayal is because it worked so well in 2, in the family member friend betrayal, that's actually, you know, trying to do the same thing you're doing, but just from the inside, and you're just like, stop, do something else. So yeah, I say about a 7 out of 10, and I promise not to talk about the game series for a while, and I will see you all in the next video.